Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The self-image secret that makes accountants better at sales. Look, for me, I love this book, okay? Psycho-Cybernetics. I had to make a video about it. How many sales books have taught you new closing techniques? Yet you hesitate to still ask for the sale. How many objection handling scripts have you memorized only to sound robotic when it actually matters? Are you kidding me? It's time to cut it out. Well, here's why. Right? You don't sell from your script. You sell from your self-image. One of the greatest ideas ever written didn't come from a salesperson. It actually came from a plastic surgeon. Maxwell Maltz discovered something that completely changed the way I think about sales. So today I'm going to show you how it applies to accountants. Because if you change your self-image, you'll change every sales conversation you ever had. So listen, grab a pencil and paper. We're going to take some notes today, right? What's written is retained. I say it in every video. Let's knock this out. It's time to train like a lion and sell like a lamb, baby. All right, lesson 1. Self-image is the operating system of sales. Okay, look. Every accountant has technical knowledge, okay? Some close 15%, some close 60%, but they have the same certification, same services, but two different identities, okay? Maltz observed something incredible. He noticed patients would receive life-changing surgery. Some became completely different people. Others looked different, but acted exactly the same. Why? Because they never changed who they believed they were. Well, sales should work the same way, okay? Most accountants believe I'm an accountant. Elite accountants believe I'm a business advisor who helps owners build wealth. Well, that tiny shift changes everything. You stop sounding like an expense and you start sounding like an investment. All right, let's go to lesson 2. Let's go to lesson 2. Your client is mirroring your self-belief, okay? People think confidence persuades. It doesn't. Belief persuades. Human beings constantly ask themselves, hey, does this person believe what they're saying? Not consciously, but subconsciously. If you hesitate, they hesitate. If you discount, they expect discounts. If you apologize for your fee, guess what? They believe it's expensive. Okay? The client is reflecting your own certainty. The sale always dies long before the objection appears. Okay? It dies inside the salesperson. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Your belief controls your reality. All right, let's go to lesson 3. Your brain is a goal-seeking mechanism. Let's write that down. Your brain is a goal-seeking mechanism. This is one of the biggest concepts in Psycho-Cybernetics. That your subconscious tries to make your actions consistent with your identity. If your identity says, hey, I'm awkward in sales, guess what happens? You interrupt yourself, you avoid follow-up, you forget to ask for commitments, you procrastinate, and not because you're lazy, but because your subconscious is protecting your identity. Now, image saying, watch this. I want you to imagine for a second saying, hey, I solve expensive business problems. All right. Now what happens is everything changes. Now following up feels natural. Now asking for referrals feels normal. Now charging premium fees feels expected. Right? All right, let's drop down to lesson 4. Stop identifying as an accountant. And I want you to start identifying as a business builder. This changes discovery completely. So instead of you asking, what accounting software are you using? Ask, what are you trying to accomplish over the next 3 years? Instead of, do you need bookkeeping? I want you to ask, what's preventing this business from becoming more profitable? The identity of an advisor creates advisor questions. Technicians gather facts. Advisors uncover futures. Does that make sense? Good. All right, lesson 5. Listen. Your words reveal your identity. Write that down. Your words reveal your identity. Listen to these 2 versions, okay? We have version 1. We also offer advisory if you're interested. Well, this is version 2. Now watch the difference in how these sound. Based on everything you've shared today, advisory is probably where we create the biggest financial impact. Well, it's the same service, different identity. One asks for permission. One gives professional guidance. Doctors don't ask, would you maybe like medicine? No, they prescribe. Great advisors diagnose. Okay? Come on. All right, listen. Lesson 6. Lesson 6. Visualization is sales rehearsal. Maltz taught visualization decades before neuroscience made it popular. Okay, way before. Look, just athletes rehearse, right? Pilots rehearse, surgeons rehearse. Well, you should too. Before every appointment, I want you to close your eyes. Picture yourself asking these difficult questions. Picture silence after asking for the sale. I want you to picture objections. Picture calmly responding. Picture collecting payment. Your brain begins treating success as familiar instead of threatening. And I want you to remember this. Familiarity reduces hesitation. Okay? So you can get good at that, but you're making that moolah, baby. All right, lesson 7. Write it down. Lesson 7. I want you to stop chasing approval. For all of you, this is where you lose clients. You want prospects to like you. I don't care if anyone likes me. I just care about helping them, okay? Instead, I want you to earn respect, okay? Approval seeks agreement. Leadership seeks clarity. Here's something good for you to say on the phone. I don't know if we're the right fit yet. My job is today to basically determine whether we can actually help you. Well, notice what happened. The pressure disappeared. Authority increased. The conversation became collaborative instead of needy, right? All right, let's go to lesson 8. Your pricing reflects your self-image. Low confidence, got low prices. Got high confidence, high perceived value. It is what it is. I want you to think about it for a second. If someone offered tax planning for $200, would you trust it? Well, probably not, right? Your price communicates your belief ever before you speak. Never defend price. Okay, never defend price. Increase perceived transformation. That's what I want you to focus on. Here's what I want you to say to people. Okay, hey, look, Janet, just so we're clear on this, the investment isn't for bookkeeping. It's for having accurate financial information so you can make profitable business decisions with confidence. All right, people don't buy bookkeeping. They buy peace of mind. They buy better decisions. They buy more profitable businesses. All right, let's go to lesson 9. The client buys the version of themselves that you help create. The bookkeeping, the accounting, the tax returns, the reconciliations, they're not buying that. Okay? They're buying freedom, control, growth, confidence, time with family, less stress, a healthier business. The accountant who paints that future wins. Let me show you how to do this. Here's a good word track for you. Imagine sitting down 12 months from now, knowing exactly where every dollar is going, exactly what's profitable, and making business decisions from facts instead of guesses. Boom. People move toward better identities, not better spreadsheets. Come on. You know better than that. All right, let's go to lesson 10. The sale happens twice. The sale happens twice. I'm really big on visualization. I'm always visualizing the future, everything that I want, even down to micro conversations. Listen, the sale happens twice, once in your mind and once in reality. Okay, if you've already decided they're probably going to say no, your voice changes, your questions soften, your posture changes, the energy changes. Before every sales call, ask yourself one question. What kind of advisor walks into this meeting? Not, what do I hope happens? Okay, but who am I when I walk into this room? Because your identity enters the meeting before your words do. All right? I'm going to close with saying this. The biggest lesson I took from Psycho-Cybernetics wasn't about positive thinking. It was about identity. Sales isn't something you do. It's an expression of who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone trying to convince people, you're going to struggle. If you see yourself as a trusted advisor solving expensive business problems, your conversations change, your questions change, your confidence change, and eventually your results change. All right, so before your next sales call, don't ask, what should I say? Ask, who am I showing up as today? All right, a winner, someone who closes everything. I'll see you in the next video. Listen, don't ever stop winning. Visualize the sale. Pray about the sale. Believe in the sale. Believe it will happen. Navigate that. Use the enthusiasm. Close every deal, baby. I'll see you in the next video.